Hello everyone, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we're covering the Hexamaze module. Now I don't currently have the manual on page because, a small disclaimer here, I use paper manual. This module is one that, without showing you like a camera of my particular setup, it's very hard to show you how I do it. However, on the website that I always link at the bottom, katane.timwe.de, there is a interactive manual page. It's pretty highly received. It's used by a decent number of people. So I'm going to use that for this particular module. Conceptually, it's the same as what my paper copy does. So let's take a look at that before we actually dive into the module itself. Here you have the modified manual page, and here, we'll get on screen, is the standard module page. You'll notice the top doesn't look much different. It gives you a couple buttons up here as opposed to the little icon. This is color coded in the other version. When you scroll down, this page goes down further and has all of this stuff, which is what makes it interactive. Now what this is the stencil. And this is what I actually have on my paper version, is a little cutout in this shape. The idea is I can draw on it and put shapes on it. I'm just putting random shapes on it right now. And then I can sit it on top of this giant grid, which we'll explain why we're doing in a second, and kind of move it around and line things up. That's what we're going to do here with this interactive version, but it's also what I do with my paper version. So just to kind of show you a comparison of how this is going to look this time. It's a little different. I don't usually use anything besides the vanilla manual. For this one, I thought it was important to make an exception. So let's dive into the actual module here. So for Hexamaze, it's very much like vanilla maze. You've got a maze, you've got indicators on it, you've got yourself, and the goal on this one, slightly different from vanilla maze, is to escape the maze. Because this grid, which you'll notice is 7 columns by no more than 7 big, is only this size, but the big maze here on your manual is a lot larger. The idea is no matter where you are, there's little escapes on the edge, and you want to work your way through them and out. So how are we going to go about this? Well, let's do one together. As the diffuser, you're going to want to read off these symbols, and you're going to do it accurately. We'll start with this one. 4 symbols should be the easiest one we have, yeah. You have triangles, you have circles, you have hexagons, and the triangles, it actually matters which direction they're pointing. So for this one, let's actually cover how we're going to notate this. It's kind of hard to give these steady, definitive. I did not mean to click, but it worked out. It's hard to give these exact coordinates, but what I'm going to do is, and what you'll see a lot of people do, is give you a column number. So this is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the number of dots down would be your row number. So this would be 1, because it's in the first column, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. This would be column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. This would be 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 5, 6. This green thing is at 5, 4. This is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, because it's at the top, and so on. So as the diffuser, we're just going to read this to the expert. As the expert, we're going to mark this on this little interactive chart. So, diffuser tells us we have a downward pointing triangle at 1, 4. Column 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a hexagon at 4, 1. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We have an upward pointing triangle at 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. A circle at 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a peg, that's this little red dot here, at 5, 4, and it is green. So now this, you'll notice, matches what the diffuser sees on his maze. So let's hit the toggle button. Let's put this on the map. Now the idea is we want to move this around, and we can rotate it as well, to line it up with icons on the map. Now the way I might do this with this one is, I know I got two triangles, and they're one, two, there's a gap of 3 between them. They're 4 spaces apart in a straight line. So I'm going to look for triangles that have 3 spaces between them. And if I do that, here's one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do they point at each other? They do. So this has potential for being my setup. So let's put the stencil down. Notice the triangle is not lined up correctly. So we can use these little arrows to twist it, which is what I do with my normal stencil. There we go. They'll line up now. Downward and upward. And you'll notice the circle and the hexagon line up perfectly. I may have also tried it over here, but notice how I said the triangle directions were important. Notice this triangle's pointing in the wrong way. So let's put this back over here. So now we found where on this giant maze this little maze on the bomb actually is. Problem is I've got it twisted. It's oriented wrong. Because according to the diffuser, this hexagon is at 4, 1. It's at the top. Right now I've got it in the corner. I can hit this little option here to kind of spin the whole page around, stencil and paper, until I get my north, the top of my module, back on top. I can also hit reorient maze and it'll do that automatically. So now I have this stencil, which matches this, on the grid. I've turned the grid around so it's lined up the same way. Now I'm ready to help my diffuser get out. Now, as I said, the goal is to move him, and he's this little green peg, out one of these edges. Specifically, you'll notice this part, these colors spun as we spun the page, the big map. This side that's marked green right now, that's where we want to head out. So we want to head out on this edge, the edge kind of between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Now our diffuser, you'll see, if I go back over here, there's 6 clickables, and they're kind of at the 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 o'clock positions. Likewise, you could say it's north, south, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. I personally prefer referring to it in clock face notation. So this is 12, this is 4, this is 10, this is 6. The issue I have saying like north, northeast, southeast is if my diffuser mishears me a little bit, they might hear northeast is north and miss the east part, and then we've got problems. So we'll use clock face, and we want to get to this edge here. So kind of visualizing this, I'm going to go down here, down, scoot over, jump up, and shoot out the exit. That's going to take me out the green side. So the way I get there is I go 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So I tell that to my diffuser, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That's got it here. 10 o'clock, 12, 12, 12, 10, 10. 10 o'clock, 12, 12, 12, 10, 10. Out we go. Let's reset this. That wipes my stencil clean. Let's do another one. Let's do this one's got 3 indicators. We have a circle at 2, 3. So, circle, 2, 3. Circle at 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Column 6, 1. A right-facing triangle at 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. And a peg at 1, 1, and it's yellow. So again, I try to find some sort of comparison. Here I've got 2 circles that are 3 gaps apart, so circles that are 4 spaces apart, and that looks right like this little part here at the bottom. Perfect. Don't even have to twist this sucker around. I want to go at the yellow end. That's kind of the top right. So that's here. So I might go up, down, and straight up. So I would go 2 o'clock. Oops, don't move that. 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. 2, 2, 4, 4, 12, 12. Let's finish this bomb up. We got two more. For this one, it is a hexagon at 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. A right triangle at 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And a red dot at 5, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. This one will be a little trickier to find, fewer symbols, and they're not in a straight line. It's a hexagon that's 1, 2, 3, and a diagonal away from a triangle. That's how I personally will think about it. 1, 2, 3, and a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, and a diagonal. So I got a couple options already. Let's try those. Let's tilt them. Line it up. No, my triangle's facing the wrong way. Let's twist that around. Try it now. Perfect. They're lined up. There's no other symbols. Let's orient the maze. We're red. We want to go out the red side. That's here. That's this end. I don't have a whole lot of escape routes. Got to go out right here. So we're going to go 4, 4, or no, we're going to go 4, 2, 10, 10, 10, 2. So 4, 2, 10, 10, 10, 2. 4, 2, 10, 10, 10, 2. Let's finish up with the last one. Ooh, this is going to be brutal. Let's reset it. We have a circle at 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a blue peg at 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Blue. Notice there is a blue and a cyan, or a light blue. We want the blue. Well, I got nothing but a circle. So, alright, so let's try down here. If I grab the circle and spin it around, I can't get the circle down there to that one. How about if I try to put it in here? Well, no, then I got other symbols. This one's kind of in the middle of stuff. This one's kind of isolated. Maybe if we put the circle here, twist it around. There we go. Circle, no other indicators. This is our map. We're going to reorient. We don't have to reorient, actually. And we're going out the blue side. That's this side. So here's my exit plan. So we're going to go down and over, up, over, and down. It's going to be quite a bit. We're going to go 6, 4, 8. 6, 4, 8. Oops. So we're here. Then we're going to go 10, 10, 8, 6, 6. 10, 10, 8, 6, 6. Now this is tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So, it's also not something that I can really particularly have you do and read me an answer back, because I can't hear you, obviously. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear this board. I'm going to reset, and I'm going to give you 1, and see if you can find it on the grid. Then I'll show you where it's at on the grid, and I'll go ahead and work our way out of it. So let's blank the screen of everything except for the manual page, and I'll leave both up depending on which one you want to base it on. Since you can't see anything, I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. And here we go. We've got 3 symbols for this one. We have a circle at 1, 3. We have a downward facing triangle at 4, 1. We have a right facing triangle at 4, 5. We have a green peg at 4, 3. Go back, replay that if you need to hear it again. Take a moment, see if you can find it on your grid. Go ahead and pause. Alright, so we said it was a circle at 1, 3, downward triangle at 4, 1, right facing triangle at 4, 5, green peg at 4, 3, oops, peg 4, 3. Let's find that on the map. Triangle that are 3 apart. Initial guess is, triangles that are 3 apart. Initial guess is, right here's an option. Not quite. My circle missed. Let's twist this around. I don't think that's going to work either, though. Nope. Let's find another set. How about down here? Not quite. Spin it around. There we go. It's all lined up. So this is the sub maze we want. This is the little grid that we want to look at. Let's reorient. It's oriented correctly. We're going to go out the green side. That's this part, 3 o'clock. So, a little bit of an adventure. We're going to go up 4, 2, 12, 4, 2. Puts us here. 6, 6, 4, 4. Alright, and take a moment and see if you could read this one correctly. Again, look at it, say it out loud to yourself. How would you say this one to your expert? Alright, for this one, the way you would read this, hexagon at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5. Left triangle, make sure you get that left in there. Left triangle at 5, 1. Circle in the middle, 4, 4. And green peg at 1, 2. If we want to actually find this one, let's do that real quick. Pause if you want to get it before I do. Nothing immediately easy to catch on this one. We do have a hexagon, space, space, diagonals, a circle. So, okay, there we go. Oriented very nicely to start with. Going out the green end, that's over here again. So long journey, 4, 4, 6, 6, then 2 all the way out. 4, 4, 6, 6, 2 all the way out. And this last one, again, take a moment to figure out how you'd read it, and then find it on the maze. Pause if you need to. This is an up triangle at 3, 1, a hexagon at 6, 2, a yellow pawn at 3, 6. You've got a triangle and a hexagon with a gap of 2 between them. Triangle and a hexagon with a gap of 2 between them. That looks potentially correct. So let's spin it so they're oriented right. Slide it into place. Yep. We're going to reorient the maze. Turn the page. Yellow's on my 3 o'clock side now. Going out here. So, 2, 12, 10. 2, 12, 10. 2, 12, 10. That got me here. 2, 4, 12, 4 out. So from where we're at here, 2, 4, 12, 4, 4, 4. 2, 4, 12, 4, 4, 4. And that gets us out. And that is Hexamaze. Like I say, this one's a little trickier to do on paper. If you do what I do, kind of do a stencil, do it yourself on paper, I would suggest getting either like a report cover or a transparency sheet. You get something like that so that with a Sharpie you can actually draw out, the outline and maybe some dots in the center. And then with like a dry erase marker or a red erase marker, you can draw the symbols and then erase when you're done. That way you can actually put it on the thing, spin it, twist it, touch it. Not going to mess anything up. But this is definitely one that I've seen a lot of different people take a lot of different routes on. So find something that works for you. Otherwise, any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, leave them at the bottom as always. Otherwise, until next time, this has been Elias. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and don't explode. Bye, guys.